key to great summer flavor lies in these jars. Well, it lies in lots of areas, but today I'm making a fantastic all-purpose spice rub. I'm gonna put it on a roasted pork loin, but make a lot and save it. And whenever you need a little hit of flavor, throw some on there. You could put it on chicken, you could even put it on fish. The world is your oyster. First thing you wanna do is measure out your paprika. I need 1/4 cup. Smoked paprika works fine, sweet paprika. I'm not a huge fan of smoked, so I might use sweet paprika. 2 teaspoons of dry oregano. I'm gonna combine everything in a jar just so I can shake it there, I can keep it on my shelf. 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. They add a really nice nuttiness. It's a little unexpected in a rub. 1½ teaspoons of ground cumin. Cumin can be kind of strong in flavor, so that's why there's so much less. In fact, if you wanted to, you could use 1/2 teaspoon. And then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and those are your ingredients for your rub. Cover it up, shake it up like a salad dressing, and then you have a great spice rub. If you wanted to double this, you could, and then you'd have a full jar. Keep it airtight, it'll last for about a month. I'm gonna rub it on a pork loin today, about an 8-inch pork loin, a couple pounds. You wanna tie up your pork loin. Tying it keeps it nice and compact and makes it cook more evenly. So use some kitchen twine. Let's say 6 or 7 pieces of string, long enough to go all the way around the pork. Slide it underneath, and then pull really tight to make it nice and compact. I would space my strings about 1 inch apart on the pork, and then just tie your strings at those even intervals, and it makes it nice and compact, and it makes it cook much more evenly. Then rub the pork all over with the spice rub. About 2 tablespoons should cover this pork loin. Now I'm gonna put gloves on because I do not wanna stain my hands. Look at these, purple, ridiculous. Now this rub is another thing that you can put on in the morning. Put this in the fridge and let it flavor up all day. You can also do it at the last minute if you want to. Make sure it gets coated on all sides. Season it with salt. I like there to be flexibility in life. Who's to say you have to do it in the morning? Who's to say you have to do it at the last minute? Not me. Look, nice and clean, right? That's what gloves are for. 375 degrees, 50 to 55 minutes. It needs to be 145 degrees in the very center. It's been about 50 minutes. Pork is done. It needs to be 145 in the very center. And then you want to let it rest for at least 10 minutes to allow the juices to redistribute, just like with steak. 10 minutes has magically passed. It's nice and rested. The juices have had a chance to redistribute. Just like I didn't want to touch it before, I don't want to touch it now because of that paprika. It's very, very stainy. So lift it up with some tongs. Use your scissors to cut the strings away. Then pull the strings away. Eating string is not very fun, but this crisp little layer of fat with rub on it, that is delicious. So make sure when you take your string off that you leave that behind. Then just slice it as thinly or as thickly as you like. Try to save some of that fatty deliciousness on top. So this one, I'm gonna leave the string on and then slice, and I feel like maybe I'm getting a little less damage to that rub top of the pork. So 2 ways to slice a pork loin. You have a fantastic meal. It's super flavorful, juicy, and fantastic. Fit for, I don't know, just about anybody, especially me. Another great bang for your buck. 5 minutes of work, 1 hour of sitting around, relaxing, having a glass of rosé, and then a fabulous meal for you and your family with plenty of leftovers.